You are the first southern ruler to look north and see the true war, Emperor Roland.
Previously, Roland of the Goofy Goober clan, a hedge knight of little renown, became a dragon-riding conqueror. He defeated Stannis Baratheon, usurping his kingdom and vassals mercilessly. He then went to war with Joffrey, taking King's Landing and the Red Keep. He fought and captured Joffrey, humiliating him.
I am a Goofy Goober. I am a Goofy Goober.
Disgusted with his grandson, Tywin bent the knee to retain paramountcy over the Westerlands. Roland then went on to convince multiple lords to join his Goober empire, using an awesome new feature of the AI influence mod to speak to NPCs while walking around. He then found and recruited Theon Greyjoy and gained Lord Massey's permission to marry his badass daughter Caitriona. However, Caitriona totally rejected Roland. He now controls almost all of Joffrey's lands and vassals, with only a couple straggler clans remaining.
Hey, what's up guys? We're here on Realm of Thrones for part 4. I just want to say thank you again to everyone who has subscribed recently. I really do appreciate it. Alright, let's pick up from where we left off. Like my narrator mentioned, we only have a few straggler clans remaining, which my armies are currently sieging. We end up taking these castles pretty quickly. Diplomacy check, it's not even close anymore. We've pretty much absorbed all of Joffrey's holdings and clans. Plus he's still at war with the North and the Riverlands. On the Player 2 app I have a full battery, and will be using Gemini 3.1 Pro with 11 Labs Pro text-to-speech. As I was waiting in King's Landing, my forces took Clegane's Keep. They then took Cornfield, and on my way to Case they took Crakehall, which I gave to House Sarsfield, again. I'm headed to Case because I heard Joffrey was being held here in the dungeon, which he is. I'll have to speak to him once my forces take Silverhill.
Ah! Roland then took his big-ass dragon to Silverhill to personally vanquish the starved castle militia.
Good thing about having a dragon is you don't need to make siege engines, as you can just burn the gates down.
What's happening? What's happening? Is that you? Is that you?
We have finally defeated Joffrey. Check out this awesome world event that was generated afterwards.
The Fall of the Iron Throne, Extinction of House Baratheon of King's Landing. Basically, nearly after a year of intense fighting, Joffrey got ruffle-stomped by Roland and his big-ass dragon. The Goober Empire now stand as the undisputed goats of Westeros. Across the continent, various lords are shitting themselves from the dramatic shift within the political landscape.
Okay, now that we've defeated Joffrey, I'm going to give Silverhill to Lewis Liddon. On my way to Case, I tracked down a rogue lord. Let's see if they surrender. You are a fugitive of the Goober Empire. Surrender.
I am not a fool, my lord. Even Lord Tywin knew when the war was lost. I will not have my men butchered for a broken cause. We yield. I offer you my sword and my surrender.
Alright, let's have a chat with Joffrey.
Back again?
Damn, I don't see the option to sentence him to the Night's Watch. So, I guess we'll just have to recruit him. Joffrey, now that you've been completely defeated, I will allow you to become a goober. But you must say that you are a goofy goober, and truly mean it.
I mean it. I swear by the Seven, I truly mean it. I am a Goofy Goober. My kingdom is gone. My grandfather bent the knee to you. I have nothing left. I am yours. Just please, Emperor Roland. I'll be the best goober you have. Let me out of this freezing cell. Please, don't kill me.
Now begins the long trek back to King's Landing. When I finally do reach King's Landing, I decide to have a chat with Varys and Theon. I made sure to enable autosync and smart auto-join while using the ChatSync submod, and that will make the conversation here a lot better. Theon, do you think your father will bend the knee to me, or will I have to install you on its throne?
My father? Bend the knee? You don't know Balon Greyjoy. The old Kraken would sooner drown himself in the Sunset Sea than bow to a Greenlander emperor. He only understands iron and blood. If you want the Iron Islands, Roland, you'll have to take them by force. And when you do, they'll need a ruler who understands them. Someone with salt in his veins.
Lord Theon speaks the truth, my emperor. The old Kraken's pride is as hard as the rocks of Pike. He will never yield. But a new Kraken, one loyal to the Goober Empire, now that would ensure the Sunset Sea remains tranquil for years to come.
If you're using the chat sync submod like I am, make sure you turn off auto-sync and auto-join when you're not having multi-conversations, because it'll mess with their responses. Like, their responses will become very repetitive. It happened towards the end of part 3. I just didn't know until now.
Emperor Roland now sails for Meereen, with the endeavor of trying to marry Daenerys Targaryen. The arduous voyage took nearly a month, sailing through pirate-infested waters. But no pirate dared attack a vessel that flew the Goober flag. During the journey, Roland fantasized about how the encounter would go upon meeting her for the first time.
I traveled 500 miles to give you my seed.
Lumberjack!
When he finally arrived in the city, she was nowhere to be seen. So he waited outside and eventually saw her big-ass dragon in the distance. So he rode up with his own big-ass dragon and said this.
Queen Daenerys, I am Emperor Roland of the Goobers. I have sailed from across the world to offer my hand in marriage to you. I defeated Joffrey Baratheon, but I need your help ruling Westeros. Let us join our houses and rule Westeros together. My dragons and your dragons together, we would be unstoppable. No one would dare question our legitimacy.
No, don't say that.
Word of the usurper's fall has indeed reached Meereen, Emperor Roland. I rejoice that Joffrey's cruel reign is ended. But you presume much to sail across the world and demand my hand before we have even shared bread. I am Daenerys Stormborn, not a prize to be won in a single parley. And as for your dragons, I would see them before I believe it. We may speak of alliances, but I do not marry strangers.
You're right. I just wanted you to know my intentions. I then waved my hand, my red dragon flying overhead and then landing next to me in a display of submission and discipline. I then say, "This is Patrick. He is quite majestic. I did not come without bearing gifts, your grace." I then have my men offload a huge chest of gold, giving her 700,000 gold.
By the 14 flames, you spoke the truth. Another dragon, and you call him Patrick? A strange name for a creature of fire and blood, but his majesty is undeniable. And this gold. You are as generous as you are powerful, Emperor Roland. I accept your gifts. Come, let us speak of the future.
My lady, if we could speak in Meereen, I would very much like to speak of our future together in a more comfortable setting.
A wise suggestion, Emperor Roland. The open road is no place to discuss the fate of the Seven Kingdoms, nor the union of two dragon riders. You shall be my honored guest in the Great Pyramid. We will share bread and salt, and you may tell me exactly how you broke the usurper's armies. Ride with me.
And so, Roland and Daenerys traveled back to Meereen on top of their big-ass dragons. Upon entering the city, he noticed how lit the inhabitants were. Walking into her pyramid throne room, he must now do something more challenging than conquering a kingdom. He must win the heart of a queen.
Your Grace, now that we are here, I'd like to hear your thoughts on what our future together might look like.
I see a world reshaped, Roland. Word has reached me of your victories, the fall of the Red Keep, the end of Joffrey, even the Lion of Lannister bending the knee to you. You have done what I dreamed of. But if our dragons are to fly together, I must know the man who rides beside me. I wish to break the wheel of tyranny, not merely spin it. How do you intend to rule?
Absolute power corrupts absolutely, or so they say. I would try to be a benevolent ruler and bring stability and prosperity to the region. With our houses joined together, a golden age will begin in Westeros.
A golden age. It is a beautiful dream, Roland. But I have learned here in Meereen that benevolence is often met with daggers in the dark. To bring true stability, one must sometimes be fire and blood to those who would oppress others. Yet, if your heart is truly set on justice, I am willing to see where this path leads us. Court me, Emperor. Show me the man behind the conquests.
We speak for hours, getting to know one another, telling stories of our conquests and shared vision for Westeros. We both share many cups of wine together, and the hour finally becomes late.
The hour is late, Roland. Or perhaps it is early. You have given me much to think about tonight. I asked to see the man behind the conquests, and I am glad to have met him. The Seven Kingdoms are fortunate to have such a man, and perhaps so am I. But even dragons must rest.
Roland then did a triple backflip off the stairs, proceeding to celebrate alongside Theon Greyjoy with an ancient goober dance. He then decided to bide his time, giving Daenerys a few days to process the awesomeness she just witnessed.
Mrs. Puff needs a sun hat, SpongeBob!
I have my bodyguards unload a massive chest filled with 1 million gold, giving it to Daenerys. I then say, Your Grace, I wanted to gift you this, for you and your people.
Roland, this is a king's ransom. You could buy armies and fleets with this, yet you give it freely to Meereen. This will feed the freedmen and secure their future. You have a conqueror's might, but a protector's heart. I accept this gift with all my gratitude.
Your Grace, as we have gotten to know each other, it has only deepened my desire for our houses to unite. I wish to see our vision for Westeros come to fruition. Will you accept my offer of marriage?
Roland, you have shown me wonders. Your generosity to my people is unmatched, and your vision for Westeros stirs my blood. But I am Daenerys Stormborn. I was sold into marriage once, treated as a piece on a Savas board. I swore I would never be rushed into a union again. My heart is not won in a matter of days, not even by an emperor with a dragon. Court me properly. Show me the man you are when there is no gold changing hands. If it is our destiny to rule together, then we have time.
Forgive my impatience, Your Grace. My intention was not to rush such a delicate matter. I understand your caution for marriage, and I knew I would not be able to win your heart in mere days. But I do have the Seven Kingdoms to look after, and I am so far away, so I cannot stay for as long as I'd like to. But I am very dedicated to our union. Is there anything I can answer to change your mind in this moment?
There are no magic words, Roland. I am the blood of the dragon, and my heart cannot be swayed by a single clever answer in a fleeting moment. I know the heavy burden of rule. My people in Meereen need me, just as yours need you in Westeros. If duty calls you back across the narrow sea, then you must go. But distance need not end this. Send me ravens, write to me of your empire, and let us see if our bond can withstand the test of time and tide.
Maybe you could come for a visit to King's Landing. I would have massive parades in your honor.
King's Landing. To see the Red Keep has been my dream since I was a little girl in exile. A parade sounds magnificent, Roland, but I am a queen before I am a woman. My children here in Meereen, the freedmen, still need my protection. I cannot abandon them just yet. Go back to your empire. Secure your reign. When my people are safe, perhaps I will cross the narrow sea.
I will remain here in Meereen in the effort of courting you, Your Grace. All of my achievements that you mentioned a few days ago will be in vain if I do not secure our union.
You would leave a newly conquered empire to sit in the heat of Meereen for me? That is either the greatest romantic gesture I have ever known, or the most foolish strategy. A throne won by blood can be lost just as quickly if the conqueror is absent, Roland. But if you are truly willing to risk it all to walk these halls with me, I will not turn you away. Stay.
Roland and Daenerys spend the day bonding, flying their dragons together over the countryside. They then spend the evening together, eating an exquisite meal and sharing heartfelt conversation.
Today was a lovely day, Your Grace. The first of many, I hope. So we really just had a great day. We ended up having a very relaxing, chill snowball fight.
I have never shared the sky with another rider, Roland. To feel the wind alongside you, to see our dragons dance among the clouds. It was a feeling I never knew I so desperately longed for. You promised to show me the man behind the conquests, and today, you did. It was indeed a beautiful day. And if the days to come are anything like this one, I will gladly welcome them.
Your Grace, I did not sleep well last night because you were all I could think of. As I lay there, in the ornate guest room that you provided, my mind began to wander on our future together, a future that I hope you share too.
You are not the only one who found sleep elusive last night, Roland. When I closed my eyes, all I could see was the red of your dragon's scales against the clouds, and the man who rode him so fearlessly beside me. I spent my whole life believing I was alone in this world. Now, I am beginning to see the very same future you do.
Roland gently presses his hand on top of her hand and then leans in for the ultimate kiss, a kiss that embodies all of his desire for her.
You are a dangerous man, Roland, to make me feel this way so quickly.
Roland gently places his LeBron-sized hand on her lower back, not too low, but enough to make the embrace even more intimate, giving her a feeling of security she has not felt in years, or perhaps ever.
I know things might seem like they're moving fast, but I think we were always meant to be together. Words cannot describe how I feel when I am in your presence.
Fire does not kindle slowly, Roland. It catches, and it consumes. I told you to court me, and you have besieged my heart as surely as you conquered Westeros. I feel it too, this pull between us. We are the blood of the dragon. Perhaps the gods wove our fates together before we were even born.
It is destiny. That's the only way I can describe it. But this union requires a leap of faith for both of us. I, Emperor Roland of the Goobers, swear to make that leap of faith with you, if you should so desire.
Roland looks into her eyes as he says that, conveying his words with a sincere truth.
I have spent my life stepping into the unknown, Roland. Into the fire, across the sea, into the heart of hostile cities. But this is the most beautiful leap I could ever take. Yes, I will take this leap with you. I, Daenerys Stormborn, accept your hand in marriage. We will unite our houses, our dragons, and our destinies.
On the 21st day of summer, in the year 304, Emperor Roland united his house with Daenerys Targaryen in a wedding the likes of which have never been seen. How this will affect LeBron's legacy remains to be seen. How it will affect Westeros's legacy, we will find out shortly.
My queen, my love, my morning dove. Let us sail back to King's Landing and... Hold on, I gotta look that up. Holy shit, man. I'm like Mr. Deeds. Well, at least the AI enjoyed it. And begin our glorious reign together.
A mourning dove? I am a dragon, Roland, but for you, I will be whatever brings you peace. My ancestors built the Red Keep, and I have dreamed of it since I was a little girl in exile. Take me home, my love. Let us show Westeros the true might of our union.
Alright guys, well because you're not supposed to be able to actually marry her in the game, because she leads her own kingdom, when she married me, she abdicated leadership of her kingdom and all of her fiefs to some random dude in the Targaryen clan. So I had to use the console to take all of her lands, and then I recruited the clans that served her, so basically I merged her kingdom with mine, using the console, which I forgot to record myself doing. But the process of doing so was made much easier by using the character reload fix mod you can find on Nexus, which adds a lot of great features. It's an enormously useful tool when you're using AI influence. It can be used whenever you bring up the in-game encyclopedia. Unfortunately, by me taking her settlements using the console, whenever a kingdom is destroyed, it generates a world event immediately afterwards, and the world event that was generated thought I took her towns by sieging them, so I made my own custom world event using the ChatSync submod, which I show how to install in part 2. And I basically set things straight with the AI saying, hey, I didn't conquer her with fire, we merged our kingdoms through marriage. So being able to make your own custom world events to correct the AI is very useful. I eventually show how to do this later on. In the meantime, I'm going to use the character reload fix mod to change the name of the Targaryen clan, since Daenerys left the clan. I didn't know who Strong Belwas was until I looked him up, and apparently he was like a gladiator of Meereen, kind of like Spartacus, so let's just name the clan after him. And I tried to change his banner, but I was unable to get that to work. While I'm at it, I'm going to change my banner to reflect the new Targaryen Union. Very nice. Alright, let's have Ser Jorah join us on our journey back to King's Landing. Ser Jorah, I'd like for you to follow me and the Queen back to King's Landing.
As you command, Your Grace. I have only just secured Meereen's walls, but my garrison can hold the peace in my absence. It is a long voyage across the narrow sea to King's Landing, but my sword is yours. It is always an honor to ride beside the Queen. Lead the way, and I shall follow.
Now begins the long-ass journey home. In a matter of days, while passing through the creepy-ass ruins of Valyria, Roland was blessed to learn that Daenerys was with child. She then approached Roland and said this.
Roland, a witch once told me I would never bear a living child. I was wrong. I am carrying our child, an heir to our empire.
I then asked her what she would like to name them.
To name the heir to our empire? It is a beautiful gift. If it is a boy, I would name him Aemon, after the Dragon Knight, a name of honor and strength. And if it is a girl, Visenya or Rhaenys, warrior queens who rode their dragons to forge a new world. What do you think, my emperor?
Those are great names, my queen. Names truly worthy for a goofy goober. I then snap my fingers, and my imperial scribe Jeremus writes the names down on record.
A goofy goober with the blood of the dragon. The maesters in the Citadel will spend centuries trying to make sense of our dynasty, my love. Let it be written then. Aemon, Visenya, or Rhaenys of House Goober. It sounds utterly absurd, Roland, but if it is your house, then I wear its name with absolute pride.
An heir to the dragon and the goober, joyous proclamations echo through the streets of King's Landing. Empress Daenerys Targaryen, long believed by many to be barren, has announced that she is carrying Emperor Roland's child. This miraculous pregnancy cements the legitimacy of the newly founded dynasty. After weeks of traveling by sea, Roland and Daenerys arrived in King's Landing. Before Roland can throw a big-ass parade in her honor, he must first reward his companion Duniver. Making an executive decision, he used the console to take Crakehall from House Sarsfield, because they already have a shit ton of castles.
Alright, so if you want to use the console, type in config.cheapmode1, then campaign.give_settlement, and then you can select it here and type in the settlement you want, and boom. Now, let's reward Duniver. Actually, let me see if I can use AI influence to give him Crakehall. Donover, for your excellent services, I have decided to reward you with Crakehall. From this day forth, you are hereby Lord Donover.
Lord Donover. Sounds like a bad joke for a man born in the gutters, Roland. But stone walls don't rust, and a castle's taxes spend just as well as mercenary pay. Cold iron and hard coin got us here, and I'll use both to hold Crakehall for you. You've paid my price 100 times over today. No one breaches those gates while I still draw breath.
So because he's still in my clan, when the game granted it to him, it actually just granted it back to me. So before I grant him the castle the normal way, I'm going to change his voice using ChatSync, which I make the mistake of picking a custom voice, which I find out later that custom voices don't work. This guy originally killed 100 men while using a catapult back in part 1, so he definitely earned a lordship. Let's give him some money and try to give him some troops using dialogue. Donover, as a gift, I want to grant you 200,000 gold. I then have my soldiers carry the chest of gold for him.
200,000. Gods, Roland. I've gutted men in the mud for a single copper penny, and you just drop a king's ransom at my feet. With this, Crakehall will have walls so thick the gods themselves couldn't breach them. Cold iron and hard coin, Roland. You've given me enough of both to last 10 lifetimes. I won't forget this. My sword is yours until the day I die.
Also, I forgot to mention that I'm granting you 50 Kingsguard troops.
50 Kingsguard? Ha! The highborn lords would choke on their wine seeing a gutter rat like me commanding the White Cloaks. I'll take them, Roland, and gladly. Though they'd best get used to the mud, because I don't coddle my men, no matter how fancy their armor is. Have them report to my quartermaster. With them on the walls of Crakehall, you won't just have a fortress. You'll have an anvil to break your enemies against.
Alright, let's say you wanted to create a custom event. What you can do is open ChatSync and press Create Custom Event. In this case, I want to host a parade for Daenerys, so I think that would be considered a social event. You can then type the title of the world event. I'm going to say Imperial Parade in King's Landing, and then you can type whatever you want. I'm going to open my Steam Notes real quick, as it makes seeing what you type much easier, and you can copy and paste it when you're ready. Let me make it bigger so you can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, I skipped ahead. Here's what I got.
An enormous imperial parade was hosted in King's Landing upon the arrival of Emperor Roland and Empress Daenerys, in honor of the Empress's first-time arrival in the city, and in honor of the glorious joining of their great houses through marriage. The people of King's Landing celebrated joyously, hailing the union as a new age of stability in Westeros.
Okay, when you're ready, just select what you have written, press Ctrl and C to copy it, then go back in game and press Ctrl and V to paste it. And there we go, we made a custom world event. Now you'll notice in the bottom left it says reload your save for the world event to generate. So I save my game and quit the game, then load back in, and we can see our world event has been generated. Unfortunately, the world event that was generated after I absorbed Daenerys' kingdom keeps making spin-off events. I wish there was a convenient way to delete world events or edit them by clicking on a button or something. That would be really great. Theon, I'd like for you to travel to Winterfell and remain there until I eventually arrive for a diplomatic visit.
Winterfell, my old golden cage. You have no idea how long I've waited to ride back through those gates, not as their captive ward, but as the herald of the man who conquered the South. I'll make sure the Starks have the guest rite prepared for you, Roland. I'll wait for you there. Don't take too long, though. The Greenlander cold up there is miserable, and I'd rather not freeze my salt-blooded arse off.
Alright, let's have a chat with Daenerys and Ser Jorah.
Roland gives Daenerys a grand tour of the Red Keep, eventually sitting down in the council room to enjoy some of the fine wine she brought from Meereen.
So, my queen, what do you think of the Red Keep?
It is everything I dreamed of as a little girl in exile, Roland. To finally sit here, not as a beggar, but as your queen. It feels like a beautiful dream. What do you think, Jorah? Did you ever believe we would truly see these walls?
I had resigned myself to dying in exile in the east, Khaleesi. I never truly thought to see Westeros again, let alone stand beside you in the halls of the Red Keep. The path was long and bitter, but seeing you sitting here now, it makes every hardship we endured worth it.
So we should begin our grand tour of the realm soon. There are many lords who have yet to swear their oaths to us. Do you have any suggestions for who we should visit first? Balon Greyjoy, Robb Stark, Walder Frey, for example.
The Starks are known for their stubborn honor, and since you have already destroyed their true enemies in the capital, Robb Stark may be willing to listen to reason. The Greyjoys, however, respect only raw strength, and we have plenty of that to show them. But you know the lords of Westeros far better than I do, Jorah. Who would you suggest we approach first?
The Queen speaks truly. Leave Balon Greyjoy for later. I fought him at Pike, and he is a stubborn kraken who only bows when his shell is cracked. I suggest Robb Stark first. If you show the young wolf that his war in the south is done and offer him respect, he may bend the knee without further bloodshed. Walder Frey will simply scurry after whoever looks strongest.
My queen, I have yet to appoint a hand. I was thinking of appointing Lord Varys, but I think Ser Jorah would make a fine hand. He has served you well before. What do you think, Ser Jorah? Do you want the position?
Hand of the King? Your Grace, I am a soldier, a disgraced knight of Bear Island, not a politician. But I know this much. You do not want a man like Varys holding that much power. If you and the Queen truly believe me worthy of this honor, I accept. My counsel, like my sword, is yours.
There is no man I trust more to stand beside the Iron Throne, Jorah. You have been my shield, and now you shall be our hand. It is a wise and perfect choice, my love. The spider weaves webs, but a bear protects its own.
I arise from my chair, pulling from my pocket the pin that the Hand of the King would wear. I hand it to him.
I will not fail you, Your Grace. Nor you, Khaleesi. A man must bear the weight of his choices, and I choose to dedicate my life to protecting this realm and your throne. I swear it, by the old gods and the new.
To the hand of the King, and to the new age we will forge together. Drink with us, Lord Hand.
The Bear of Bear Island, named Hand, Ser Jorah Mormont, a disgraced northern knight, is now the Hand of the King. Blah, 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 something, something meritocracy.
Lord Frey, thank you for the warm welcome for me and Queen Daenerys. God damn it, I got the wrong guy.
You flatter me with the title, Your Grace, but I am merely Walder Rivers, a bastard, not a lord. If you want to know where House Frey stands, you'll have to ask the Lord of the Crossing himself. My father is right over there.
Okay, so I kept re-entering the keep hoping Daenerys would be sitting close enough to Walder Frey so I could speak to them both at the same time, but then I found out you can click the Start Follow Player button, which will make an NPC follow you around in the scene, and also on the campaign map, so you can go out and gather as many lords as you want, and bring them all to one place and have a huge conversation, if you wanted to, which is really cool. Lord Frey, thank you for your warm welcome from me and Queen Daenerys. As you know, we recently united our great houses in marriage. And now that I have defeated Joffrey and control the Iron Throne, I am curious as to where you stand politically.
The Iron Throne, is it? You've been a busy boy. Word reaches even an old man like me, Tywin Lannister bending the knee, the Baratheons wiped out, and you bring a dragon queen to my hall. I am a sworn bannerman to House Tully, of course, but Lord Edmure is a fool. The twins have stood for centuries because we know which way the wind blows, Your Grace. Mayhaps we can come to an understanding.
An understanding, Lord Frey? My Emperor offers you a place in a new world, but ensure you remember that the wind you speak of now carries the scent of ash and dragonfire. Choose your path wisely.
For some reason, I thought Walder Frey was the leader of the Riverlands, but it's actually Edmure Tully, so I gotta go find Edmure Tully.
It is a...
Lord Tully, I am Emperor Roland of the Goobers, and this is my Empress, Daenerys Targaryen. I'm sure you've heard the news of our recent union and my success in beating Joffrey and taking the Iron Throne, but I am here to see where you stand politically. Will you take your oath to me and my Empress, just as you once did for Robert Baratheon?
Emperor Roland, Empress Daenerys, the tales of your swift conquests have certainly reached Raventree Hall. With the Lannisters submitting and the Baratheons broken, the Riverlands have bled enough in other men's wars. If my oath spares my people from further fire and sword, you shall have it. But tell me, Your Grace, what terms do you offer House Tully in the Riverlands?
The terms are peace and survival, Lord Tully. Bend the knee to Emperor Roland, and your people will no longer bleed for the wars of false kings. We offer justice and a place in our new world. Refuse, and you stand alone against the dragon.
The Queen speaks the harsh truth, Lord Tully. Tywin Lannister has already bent the knee, and the Westerlands belong to the Emperor. You are entirely surrounded. Swear the oath, keep your Riverlands, and spare your people the ashes of defiance.
I then allow Lord Tully to respond.
Riverrun is already in your hands. The Lannisters have submitted. I will not condemn the small folk of the Riverlands to Dragonfire for the sake of a broken crown. I, Edmure of House Tully, pledge my fealty to Emperor Roland and Empress Daenerys. The Riverlands are yours, Your Graces.
You have chosen wisely, Lord Edmure. There is no shame in bending the knee to protect the innocent. Rise. Your people will find justice and prosperity under our reign, not fire. The Riverlands are secure, my Emperor.
A wise decision, Lord Tully. You have spared your people much suffering today. With the Riverlands secured, Your Graces, our hold on the center of Westeros is absolute. The realm begins to heal.
Emperor Roland now travels north, his destination, Winterfell. While waiting for Robb Stark to show up, Daenerys gave birth in the shithole guest room to a baby girl. Roland then sat on the bed next to Daenerys and named the baby Rhaenys.
Okay, so I found Robb Stark, and I had him follow me back to Winterfell for a cool conversation. Lord Stark, I am Emperor Roland of the Goobers. Alongside my Empress Daenerys Targaryen and the King's Hand, Ser Jorah, I am here after visiting Edmure Tully. I wanted to pay my respects to the passing of your father Ned, who I admired greatly. Now that I control the Iron Throne, I am curious as to where you stand. Will you honor the sacred tradition of taking an oath to the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms, just as your honorable father Ned did with Robert?
I thank you for honoring my father's memory, Emperor Roland. But you insult that very memory by bringing Jorah Mormont into Winterfell. He is a disgraced slaver who fled my father's sword. Edmure Tully may have bent the knee to your dragons, but my bannerman crowned me king. The North remembers, and we do not surrender our independence so easily.
Ser Jorah has paid for his past and stands here as the Emperor's hand. You will address him with the respect that office commands, Lord Stark. Your ancestor Torrin was also a northern king, yet he chose to kneel to Aegon's dragons rather than watch his people burn. Do not let pride turn Winterfell to ash when we offer you peace.
You speak the truth, Lord Stark. I brought shame to Bear Island and fled your father's justice. But I have bled for my redemption, and I stand here now as the Emperor's hand. Your father's honor did not save his head in the south. Do not let your pride bring dragonfire down upon the north.
I then allow Rob to reply.
Torrhen Stark knelt to save the North from Ash, Empress, but he did not kneel to a ruler who parades a convicted slaver through Winterfell and demands I honor him. If you want my knee, Roland, do not insult the laws of the first men in my own hall. Dragons or no, the North does not cower before disgraced exiles.
You use the hands past as a shield for your own treason, Lord Stark. The Emperor did not come to Winterfell to seek your approval of his court. He came to offer you the survival of your house. We do not abandon our loyal servants to appease a boy's pride. Choose now. Bend the knee, or see if your ancient laws can protect you from dragonfire.
Alright, I'm going to change Rob's voice real quick, and then save my game and rejoin. Lord Stark, you may remain a king, for I am an emperor. You may remain autonomous, and may even be exempt from the imperial tax, but your oath is required. The stability of Westeros requires it. And about Ser Jorah, he is a changed man.
You offer terms that Aegon the Conqueror never gave my ancestor. Autonomy, my crown, and the safety of my people in exchange for an oath. I will consider your proposal, Roland. But understand this. I do not care if Ser Jorah is a changed man. He broke the oldest laws. He will never find forgiveness in the North. I do not ask for your forgiveness, Lord Stark. I lost that right long ago. But the Emperor offers you a future where your people live and your crown remains. Do not let your disdain for me blind you to the unprecedented grace you are being shown.
My Emperor offers you a mercy unprecedented in the history of the Seven Kingdoms, Lord Stark. Aegon the Conqueror stripped your ancestor of his crown when he knelt. Roland allows you to keep yours. Do not be the fool who spits on a dragon's grace.
Rob, the Emperor offers what no conqueror ever has. The North remains the North. Mormont's crimes are his own to bear, but the realm bleeds, and the Night's Watch needs a united Westeros. Pride will not keep the winter away. If he lets you keep the crown and the laws of the first men, take the peace.
I then allow Rob to reply.
Jon speaks truly. The realm bleeds enough, and winter is coming. You offer terms that honor the first men and spare my people from ash. I will swear this oath. The North will stand with your Iron Throne as an autonomous kingdom, and I shall remain its king. We have an accord.
You made the right choice. The North survives. You have your united realm. I pray you remember the Wall. The true enemy does not care about our treaties.
You have chosen the path of life for your people, Lord Stark. That is the mark of a true king. The Seven Kingdoms are whole once more, my Emperor. A new age truly begins today.
A wise and honorable choice, Lord Stark. The North will thrive under this peace, and the Night's Watch will not be forgotten. My father commands at the Wall, and the Emperor's hand will ensure the realm looks north when the true winter comes.
I have heard rumors of a Night King beyond the Wall. Perhaps we could ride together, Lord Stark, alongside me and my queen and your brother Jon, to see if these rumors are true, and to confront the mythical foe as one united force. If the Night King truly exists, that is.
You are the first southern ruler to look north and see the true war, Emperor Roland. The tales are not just rumors. We have bled fighting the dead already. If you mean to fly your dragons beyond the Wall, the king in the north will ride beside you. Gather your men, Jon. We march into the true winter.
They are not just rumors, Your Grace. The dead march. If you bring your dragons beyond the Wall, you give the realm of men a fighting chance. I will send word to Castle Black immediately. We ride into the true winter.
Tales of the dead are meant to frighten children, yet I see no fear in your eyes, only truth. If this Night King brings the cold, then we shall bring the fire. My dragons and I will ride beside you, my emperor. Let us melt this true winter together.
If the dead walk, then the living must stand together. My father holds Castle Black. He will know where to find this enemy. I will ride beside you, your graces. The hand's place is at the emperor's side, even into the heart of winter.
The ancient prophecy is almost complete, for Roland now marches with a party elite on a glorious quest beyond the wall. Will he succeed or will he fall? Once arriving at Castle Black, Roland watched as Jorah encountered his father.
Father, I know I have no right to stand before you. I brought shame to our house, and I have carried that weight every day of my exile.
You look older, Jorah. The years and the shame have carved deep lines into you. You dishonored our house. You broke the oldest laws. But you are here now. Look at me, boy. Look your father in the eye.
Lord Commander, we are gathered here united to face the Night King beyond the wall. Although I am not entirely convinced of his existence, I would like to go on a joint expedition beyond the wall to find out once and for all. And if he does exist, eradicate him and his army.
You speak of the Night King as if he were simply a rogue lord to be brought to heel. You doubt his existence, yet you offer an army. The cold beyond the wall does not care about your crowns, your doubts, or your titles. If you ride north of the wall, you will find the truth, and it will likely kill you. But the Watch needs every sword it can get. I will not turn you away.
The Lord Commander speaks the truth, Your Grace. The true North does not care about our doubts. But with your dragons and our rangers, we have a chance to end this before the long night falls. We should prepare to march.
The Lord Commander does not exaggerate, Emperor. We have seen the dead walk. The North stands ready to march, Lord Mormont. My bannermen will fight beside your rangers and the Emperor's dragons. Let us show this Night King what happens when the realms of men unite.
You have spent your lives guarding the realms of men from the cold, Lord Commander, but the long night has never faced dragons before. We do not ride north to die in the snow. We ride to burn the darkness away.
The Khaleesi speaks truly. Whatever nightmare waits in the ice, it bleeds or it burns. We march together, your graces, into the heart of winter.
It's almost harvesting season.
For some reason, I keep getting all these unicorns randomly, so let's just give one to Daenerys, and I guess I'll try out the chariot.
Night King was no match for the Goober Emperor. Afterwards, Roland decided to weed out the remaining abominations.
Hey, thanks for watching, guys. I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is AI Influence was updated to version 5 and some really cool features were added. The bad news is I can't continue this campaign with the newer version of AI Influence, which is okay. You know, we defeated Joffrey, we married Daenerys, we united Westeros, and defeated the Night King. So I think it was a happy ending, something you don't often get in the Game of Thrones universe.